Good morning, student. Today we are going to start chemical reaction. In a previous lecture, we have discussed about the condition required for the chemical reactions. But today we talk about chemical reaction. Already we have discussed, but I want to make you revise. So start. What is a chemical reaction? What is a chemical reaction? We know that whenever two substances like A react with B, form new substances. Means you can write definition when two and more substances combine chemically form new substances, that is called chemical reaction. That's why A react with B, what is formed? CD, and CD is the different substances from the A and B. So this is a chemical reaction, and before the reaction the things are called reactant. The things are called reactant. Before reaction the things are called reactant. You can write definition. The substances before reaction, that is called reactant, and after chemical reaction, the new substances are formed, that is called product. Before reaction, substances are called reactant, and after reaction, the new substances are formed, that is called product. It is clear what is reactant, what is product, and what is chemical reaction. The reaction in which two and more substances combine chemically form new substances. Okay, I am going to give you some example. Suppose carbon react with oxygen. I will write G here and I will write S like. Then you will get CO2 gas. I am putting arrow like that. So this is called reactant. Carbon and oxygen are called reactant, but carbon dioxide is called product, because carbon dioxide is totally different substances. It has totally different properties than the carbon and oxygen. So here you can see that the reaction involved in the formation of new substances. Always in chemical reaction, new substances are formed. Now, I want to give you some symbol. It is very important. Suppose any element is there, X, Y, Z, and I will write G like that, small g like that. Means it is in gas state. What is that? It is present in gaseous state. Suppose I will write S. It means it is present in the solid state. That's why I have written carbon react with O2. What is formed? Carbon dioxide gas. Small s stands for solid form. This stands for gaseous state. And again, any element we will write L. L means it is present in the liquid state. It is present in liquid state. Similarly, for the acid and base, suppose acid I am writing XYZ is acid. I will write BI means dilute. I am going to write again. It means dilute. Means acid is mixed with the water. This short form, dilute, dilution. Means acid, in the case of acid, you will write dilute, short form. And suppose it is not mixed with water, you will write CON. It means concentrate. So in the case of acid, you will write, if acid is mixed with the water, you will write dilute. And if it is present in pure form, that is called concentrate. So this is symbol. One more thing is very important. Suppose if any element is there, I will write like this. It means evolution of gas. Evolution of gas means formation of gas, and this sign you cannot put here. In reactant side you cannot put, because in reactant side you are giving oxygen, but after the reaction new substances are formed, that is also gas. So you can put the upward direction arrow in the case of product only, because in the case of product carbon dioxide gas is formed and it start evaporating from the container. So upward direction is evolution of gas. Similarly, downward arrow means precipitation. Precipitate formation. Downward arrow means precipitate formation. Upward direction means evolution of gas, and downward arrow means formation of precipitate. And what is a precipitate, I will make you understand. So please note down your topic. It is a very important topic. So what is a chemical reaction? Whenever two and more substances combine chemically form new substances, that is called chemical reaction. That's it. You will give some example: burning of paper, cooking food, making curd. All these are the example of chemical reactions. Now, main topic is that characteristics of chemical reaction. Chemical reactions. What is the characteristics of chemical reactions? The first characteristic is that, what is the characteristics? Means what is the properties of chemical reaction? What is the property of chemical reaction? So you will write first, means during chemical reaction, what will you observe? Formation of new substances. Means what is the characteristics? What will you observe after the chemical reaction? The first one is that formation of new substances. Means in chemical reaction new substances will be formed. Example, milk will change into curd. This is example of chemical reaction. Carbon react with oxygen, carbon dioxide is formed. That is called formation of new substances, and simply we write as G because it is in the form of gas state. It is present in the form of solid state. So during chemical reaction, new substances will be formed. It is the first characteristics. Second one is that second characteristic, evolution of gas. In many chemical reaction, not in all chemical reaction, in many chemical reaction, gas will be evolved. Means gas will form. How? Just see that when zinc metal, it is a metal present in solid state, react with hydrochloric acid, HCl. HCl is what? Hydrochloric acid. It is present in dilute state. What will happen? ZnCl2 will form and hydrogen gas will be evolved. And I am putting upward arrow. Why? Because here is the evolution of will take place. So whenever zinc metal react with hydrochloric acid, what is formed? Zinc chloride, and we know that the valency of zinc is +2. Just note down. And the valency of chlorine is 1. Simply by cross multiplying, you will get the formula of zinc chloride, ZnCl2. That is called zinc chloride. In a many chemical reaction, gas will form. Example, you can see that balance the equation. How many chlorines are there? 2. Hydrogen is 2. Here only 1. Simply by putting 2 here, you will get the balance equation. And how it will be balanced, you will learn later. Similarly, potassium chlorate KClO3. What is the name of that? Potassium chlorate. It is heated in the presence of manganese dioxide. It is a catalyst. Manganese Mn dioxide. When potassium chlorate is heated in the presence of catalyst, what is the name of catalyst? Manganese dioxide. What will form? Potassium chloride and O2 gas. O2 gas, you can see that evolution of gas will take place. Balance the equation. Oxygen 2, 3. Here you will put the 2. Then how many oxygens are there? 3 to the 6. Here only 2. Just putting 3, you will get the balance oxygen. And how many potassium is there? 2. Just putting 2, you will get the balance equation. So second property is that evolution of gas. First one is that formation of new substances. Second one is that evolution of gas. Now third one is that change in color. In many chemical reaction, change in color takes place. Change in color takes place. Also, already I have given you experiment. You can see in my video, experiment is there. So you can see change in color. What will happen? I am going to example. First, if you will add potassium iodide in lead nitrate PbNO3 whole twice. It is called lead nitrate. Pb means lead, NO3 means nitrate. Why I am writing this? Because we know that the valency of lead is +2 and nitrate is 1. Simply cross multiplying, you will get Pb1 and NO3 2. NO3 whole twice. That's why I have written here the formula of lead nitrate. What will happen? Both are white color. And both dissolve in water. What will form? KNO3 and PbI2 will form. Balance it. How many iodine are there? 2. Here only 1. Just by putting 2, you will get the potassium iodide. And how many nitrates are there? 2. Just by putting 2, it is a balance equation. And this is yellow color you will get. Yellow color PPT you will obtain. PPT means precipitate. You can use this equation in both precipitation reaction and change in color. Already I have made the experiment on this equation. You can see in my video. So potassium iodide react with lead nitrate. What is formed? Potassium nitrate and lead iodide. Yellow color. Color will change. One more example I am going to give. Copper sulfate CuSO4. It is a blue color. Dissolved in water. Aqueous. AQ means what? It is dissolved in water. Its Latin name is that aqua. That's why you can see the aqua guard. The aqua solution. Potassium copper sulfate dissolved in water and then it reacts with hydrogen sulfide gas. When hydrogen sulfide gas is passed through it, what will form? CuS plus H2S. H2S is 4 gas. What is the name of that? Sulfuric acid. Copper sulfate. Copper sulfate. SO4 means sulfate. And it is a black color. Black color. So this is the example of changing color. First one, you can see that changing yellow color, and second one is that blue to black color because of copper sulfide. CuS, copper sulfide. So already we have discussed 3 characteristics: formation of new substances, evolution of gas, changing color. Now, fourth property is that formation of precipitate. Formation of precipitate. Precipitate, solid things will form which will not dissolve in water. It will get settled down at the bottom of the container in which you will have a chemical reaction, like in this thing. Suppose, already I have given an example. Potassium iodide react with lead nitrate, react with, what will happen? PbI2 plus KNO3. Potassium nitrate, balance it by putting 2, you will get balanced equation. It is a precipitate, it is a yellow precipitate. That's why I have put in here, what is put in here? Downward arrow. Downward arrow means formation of precipitate. One more example I am going to give you. AgNO3, silver nitrate, right? AgNO3, Ag means silver, NO3 means nitrate. Silver nitrate react with sodium chloride. What will form? AgCl, silver chloride. Its name is that silver chloride. White PPT. What? White PPT will form. White PPT. It is a precipitate reaction. White PPT will form, and what will remove out? Sodium nitrate. NaNO3. So this is the example of precipitate reactions. So already we have discussed 3 characteristics: formation of new substances, evolution of gas, formation of precipitate, changing color. Last one is that it is a very important. Changing temperature. Changing temperature. During chemical reaction, 2 things will happen. Either energy will be absorbed or released out. Means temperature increase or decrease. So the reaction in which energy will release out, that is called exothermic. Exothermic reaction means in changing temperature means either energy will give out or energy will be absorbed. So when the reaction in which energy will be given out means energy will coming out from the reaction. So in that reaction now you will touch the apparatus you will feel hot. Why? Because energy is releasing from the reaction. So the reaction in which energy is released, that is called exothermic reaction. Write in a copy, the chemical reaction in which energy is released, that is called exothermic reaction. Example is that carbon bond in oxygen, what will form? Carbon dioxide plus what will give out? Heat. And heat in the form of heat, you can write that energy. You can write down energy in the form of heat and light. Means burning of wood is also example of burning of carbon. What will you get? Heat and light. Similarly, calcium oxide dissolved in water, you will get CaOH. It is known as a slate line. Slate line. You can see that during the white. This is called calcium hydroxide, and this is used in our home for whitewashing. So calcium oxide reacts with water. What is formed? Calcium hydroxide. And calcium hydroxide is used for the whitewashing, and it is the common name is that slake line. Common name is that slake line. And during this reaction, huge amount of energy, huge amount of heat is released, and this is the example of exothermic reactions. Now, next reaction is that endothermic. Reaction. What is endothermic? Just it is opposite of exothermic. In exothermic, energy is released, but in the case of endothermic, energy is absorbed. The chemical reaction in which energy is absorbed, that is called endothermic reaction. And during this reaction, you will touch the container in which reaction is happening, you will feel cool. Why you will feel cool? Because of endothermic reaction. And during this reaction, energy is absorbed. Example, melting of ice. Melting of ice. When it will happen? After absorbing the heat. Ice absorb the heat from the surrounding and it start melting. So this is also example of endothermic reaction. But most important reaction I am going to give, formation of ammonia. Formation of ammonia is also example of endothermic. Here N2 gas react with H2 gas. What will happen? NH3 will form. NH3 means ammonia gas, and just balance it. 2 hydrogen is there, we have 3. Just put in 2, you will get the balance equation, and you have to put 3 here. This is the formula of ammonia, and during this reaction, energy is absorbed, and this is the example of endothermic reactions. So, my dear student, we have discussed the characteristics of chemical reaction, formation of new substances, evolution of gas, formation of precipitate, change in color, and last one is that change in temperature. And there are two kinds of reaction in change in temperature case, endothermic and exothermic. And some examples are given in your book. You can write that. But main concept is that the reaction in which energy is released, that is called exothermic. The reaction in which energy is absorbed, that is called endothermic reaction. And formation of nitric oxide is also example of endothermic reaction. Nitrogen react with oxygen gas from NO. This is the formula of nitric oxide, and this is the example of endothermic reactions. So it is a very clear
till then, thank you. Have a nice day, my dear students.